Hello everyone, it is me, Tapuario, your coach of the Diancies, and I am here for week 3 of the season 4 of the PLBA, and we are going to face the Houston Overdrive, who have not had the best start. They're 0-2, still looking for a win. And I think I have a pretty good matchup against them, although they do have some pretty big threats. So let's just do a rundown of the team really quickly. First, there's Mega Gardevoir, which is a huge threat. It can hyper voice everything. It hits really, really stupidly hard. It can go for like sub, calm, mind stuff. It could heal English. It could do a ton of things. Like, I drafted Gardevoir for a reason, and Mega Gardevoir is just that but better. Next is Corviknight, which is extremely good. It has a couple of sets, although like another one of the scary ones is the sub bulk up set with either Body Press or Iron Head or Brave Bird or whatever. Roost, it gets Defog in case it needs to be a defogger or whatever. It gets U-turn, so it's a Steel Flying type too. So that's the way that happens. But other than that, there is no other than that. Corviknight is a great Pokemon. Next is Silvally, which does quite a couple of different things, and you can't really prep for it because it can be any type. Araquanid hits really stupid hard, and it just hits really hard, and it can set up webs. Appleton is an Appleton. It does what Appleton does. Celgor can set up hazards, and then also be fast and hit hard with a throat spray. Bug Buzz set. Alolan Sandslash is a weird pick because there isn't really any hail synergy, but whatever. Grimmsnarl can either be like a banded set with Sucker Punch and Darkest Lariat or whatever. Spirit Break is kind of annoying, it just as a move. Or it can be a support mon with T-Wave and Screens. And I have to be prepared for either of those because they're both really tricky to deal with. Next is Runerigus. I'm honestly not sure what it does, but I do know that it is a wall. It can set up Trick Room. It can Will-O-Wisp things, and it's just very annoying for me to deal with. I'm really hoping it doesn't come, but in case it does, I have to be prepared for it. Then it's Gigalith, Sandsetter if it wants to be. It can also just run Sturdy. It can run Explosion. It can run Gravity. It can run Stealth Rocks. There are a couple things it does, but it's just kind of one of the hard physical attackers, and kind of like Rhyperior, I guess, but without the punches and without the ground type, and also without Solid Rock. Okay, it's nothing like Rhyperior, but it has a very high defense. It's bulky, That's kind of what I was going for there. Then finally, there's Heliolisk, which is very, very annoying because it gets Grass Knot, it gets Surf, it gets Hyper Voice, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Dark Pulse. It can just run Specs or Scarf or whatever it needs to run. It's just really fast and it hits hard. How many times have I said that? Alright, so let's go over the squad that I have brought in order to deal with this menace. So, I have Dracozolt that I believe is speed crept for Corviknight after it gets knocked off. It outspeeds Maselgor too with the Scarf. No, it doesn't outspeed the Scarf. The thing. It doesn't outspeed the thing. It outspeeds Heliolisk with the Scarf, I believe, is the thing that it does. But either way, Hustle Bolt Beak is the move. It hits stuff very hard. I have Iron Tail for Grimmsnarl. I originally had Brutal Swing for Runerigus, but I'm like, whatever, let's just run Iron Tail because. And so I did. And then Dragon Claw just for Dragon coverage, and then Earthquake for Earthquake coverage. Max Stack Adamant, and put the rest into HP. Next is Rhyperior, and I have Rock Polish Weakness Policy, What do you mean the set only works in doubles? It works here too. Yeah, in doubles, what people would do is they'd run like Trick Room with Bulldoze, and then it would work. And instead of Trick Room and Bulldoze, I'm running Rock Polish. I have Ice Punch for Appleton. I have Thunder Punch for Araquanid and Corviknight, and I have Stone Edge to hit literally everything else. Yeah. Suppose it can't do like a ton to Gigalith because it doesn't have Earthquake, but I'd rather run Stone Edge than Earthquake because it just hits everything else hard. So max attack adamant, enough speed to outspeed. I forget what, just something. I believe it was. I don't know. Let me check. Yeah, I'm not sure. Probably like. Heliolisk. Yeah, because I couldn't outspeed a Selgor without 2 Rock Polishes. No, it was Silvally. Yeah, it was Silvally that I would outspeed after a Rock Polish. Either way, just put the rest in HP. And then I have Assault Vest, Dolomize with Rapid Spin, Anchor Shot Power Up, and Whirlpool. I was kind of debating between Knockoff and Whirlpool, and I just decided, hey, let's go Whirlpool because it's fun. What Whirlpool does is it basically traps and deals residual damage to the Araquanid, to the Appleton, and to the Corviknight. Corviknight is less important because this thing doesn't want to stay in on Corviknight. But as for the Appleton and Araquanid, it can actually take some instrument and then just sort of weaken those two Pokemon a lot in case they're like bulky stall sets, especially the Appleton. But I have quite a bit of defense for stuff like Araquanid and for something. And Gigalith, I believe it was, and then I have Spadef for Gardevoir and Heliolisk and Selgor and stuff like that. Speaking of Wong Selgor, let's go to Celesteela. I have Flamethrower for Corviknight. I just have Protect and Leech Seed because I always do, and I have Heavy Slam because I always do. 156 with the Sassy Nature for its Spadef. Basically ensures that I do not lose to Mega Gardevoir at all with this thing. It can take a Thunderbolt pretty well. I believe it does less than half, which is always good because it's a Mega Gardevoir. A Selgor can absolutely not touch it. I just have to be scared of it using like Final Gambit and stuff to where it kind of just kills me there. And then as for Corviknight, it beats Corviknight too. It beats Grimmsnarl. It just beats a lot of stuff. Now Rotom is a cool pick. Outspeeds a Selgor with the Choice Scarf, which is always nice. Can trick the Scarf onto like the walls like Corviknight or Appleton or Araquanid or Gigalith or just all that stuff. Can't trick Silvally if it's any type other than normal, I believe. Like how you can't trick Megastones, you can't trick the memories from Silvally, so I just have to watch out for that in case I want to trick something. Thunder Wave, just in case like Rotom is about to go down, I can just take stuff like the Selgor or the Sylvalian or the Mega Gardevoir and be like, no, you are not faster than me anymore. Volt Switch, it's good just to mess around, and then Shadow Ball just for ghost coverage, and for the Runerigus. I have Modest, max special attack, and the rest into HP. And then finally, I have Seismitoad with Stealth Rock, Toxic, Protect, and Scald. Yes, I've truly reached the epitome of stall. Max HP, bit of defense, bit of Spadef, and basically just getting up rocks is a thing that I want to have happen because it makes Dracozolt and Rhyperior's jobs so much easier. It also makes Araquanid and Selgor not want to switch in a ton. Scald is good because it can burn things, and then I have Toxic and Protect for literally everything else. Like, like the natural answer my opponent has to Seismitoad is Appleton, and if I can Toxic that, then that would be amazing, because I can kind of just go Delmise or Celesteela or whatever I want, and then just start getting this Appleton to no longer exist, which is a good thing. And so that's the squad I'm running for this week against. I would say I have a pretty good matchup, but that's also a bad thing because whenever I say that, that's when I choke and lose. Like, there was one time where I lost against a team that drafted like 4 water types, including a Seeking, and it was not a fun time. I had a Mega Mawile and a Victini. I don't know how I lost that, but I just need to play well and not choke, and I can win this. So let's see outline. Here. So I just lead off with Rotom because I can Volt Switch off anything. The first thing I notice is that there isn't Runerigus when I am immediately like yes, because it makes Dracozolt want to spam Volt Peak a lot more. The Appleton is a thing, but if I can Dragon Claw that, then it is no longer a thing. Another thing is no Mega Gardevoir, which is great, no Heliolisk, which is great, and no Selgor, which is equally great. The Gigalith is cool. The Grimmsnarl is also cool for me. As for the Silvally, I don't really know what type it is, so whenever I find that out, I can just kind of play around it then. But here I basically just get to Volt Switch for free. So, yeah, opponent switches out into Appleton, which is completely okay with me. And I can just go directly into Celesteela and Heavy Slam this thing just to get some damage off. It does about 36, which is what I expected from like a max HP. No, it wasn't max HP. It was like, yeah, I believe it was like max HP. Appleton. And so it reaches me, and I'm like, oh, well, I can't do this forever. So I go into Delmise, and it reveals Substitute and then Sucker Punch. And I'm like, what is this set? So I use Anger Shot, and I believe I just Anger Shot here again. Just in case it wants to Sucker Punch me again to get more damage off on the Delmise, which I would be okay with. But instead, there's the Corviknight, and I can just go back into Rotom. I can take an Assurance in case it's like Assurance or something. Just goes for Iron Head. And so I just get to Volt Switch again, which is very fun. Yeah, I go back into Celesteela on this thing because I can take a Banded Fire Punch to the face. But it Thunder Waves me, and so I basically just get to Heavy Slam. So this is great for me because Grimmsnarl was stupidly annoying with Sucker Punch and stuff. And it also had Power Whip for Seismitoad. It was like Fire Punch or whatever, Power Whip. Just like it could do a ton of things, and I had no idea what it would do. So the fact that it's gone now is great. Plus, I get a Peace Boost. Yeah, here comes the Gigalith. I'm like, okay, I can just use Leech Seed and do stuff. But yeah, it goes for Gravity, which is very cool. But I also know that it is 100% going to Earthquake right now. So I go directly into Seismitoad just to chonk this thing, and it does 31, which is not exactly what I wanted, but I'm fine with it because I can continue to stall these Gravity turns. I just decided to go for Toxic here, and whatever comes in, I'd be perfectly fine with that. It turns out to be the Araquanid. But since Gravity is up, I can kind of just go Dracozolt and get one free Bolt Beak. The Araquanid decides to go for Toxic against me, which is very annoying. But, yeah, I just go right into Rotom, predicting the Appleton to come in, or basically whatever happens, I'm fine with it, because I can trick it. And as it turns out, I can just trick this Gigalith. So now Choice Scarfs itself into that, and it has to switch out, so I can just get more Momentum off of Volt Switch, and I just go Dracozolt. So I can just kind of Dragon Claw for free, and in case the Corviknight does come in, I can just go Rotom and then start repeating this whole cycle, or I could just break the cycle and go Rhyperior and win there. So yeah, there's that. So Valley comes in, I realize, hey, it is normal type, that's cool, and it just starts parting shot in the round. Jeez, say that 5 times fast. Yeah, so Gigalith comes in, locks itself under Earthquake, and now I get to go right back into Rotom and get to click Volt Switch for the billionth time, just to get damage off on this thing. I believe I go into Seismitoad. Because if it decides to go for Grass Pledge, then whatever, I still have Rhyperior, and in case it doesn't, whatever. But it goes for Parting Shot again, and in comes the Corviknight. So I can just go right back into the Dracozolt or the Rotom. I decided to go into Dracozolt here. Now, Volt Beak doesn't kill this thing, so I have to go back into Seismitoad and decide to get more damage off. Here, I do believe I set up Stealth Rocks. It goes for Taunt, but I'm faster than it, so that's cool. Now I get to go into Celesteela. It goes for Defog, and that is completely fine, you know. Yeah, I go for Leech Seed and miss, which sucks for me, but whatever. And now I just I can Leech Seed it, and then I can go on Seismitoad, which is cool. I get paralyzed, which is not cool, and now it's just gonna stall my face. Oh, I know this set. It is the stockpile set. It is stupid, and I keep getting paralyzed. Yeah. Here I can I click Protect in order to get more HP off, and the fact that it is Toxic Poison means that it is on a timer, which is good for me. Because with the Leech Seed recovery now, I can just stall it out with Celesteela, as long as I don't continue to get full paralyzed. But yeah, just continue to get paralyzed, which is cool. Yeah. So sets Brock's, go for Leech Seed. And now my opponent is back in Corviknight as I get full paralyzed. I just want you to know, I did make the God prediction. I did go for Flamethrower there, so that would have been cool had that landed, but I can't have nice things. I mean, I have gotten kind of lucky with the para luck when it mattered, though, so, you know, my opponent also can't have nice things. But, yeah, so this Corviknight gets to go down now. So, yeah. I mean, if I don't get para-flinched, you know. Yeah, so there goes the Corviknight. And now there really isn't anything besides the Solvali that can deal with Celesteela, and I don't even know if the Solvali can deal with the Celesteela at this point. Because yeah, as you see, the Flamethrower actually does literally nothing. So I can just go right for that Heavy Slam there. There's a Parting Shot, but I basically just get to Heavy Slam again. And the Araquanid here gets to go down to the Toxic. Cool. Oh wait, no, it doesn't actually get to. Oh wait, no. Yeah, no, I'm not dumb. No, it does. It does. The Toxic. I get to win with Celesteela. So I could just win with Celesteela now. There's absolutely nothing that could happen that would basically prevent me from winning 6-0 here. But I decided, hey, you know what? Let's show off our cool set with Rhyperior. And so that's what I am doing now. I am going for the Rock Polish, and then I Stone Edge, and then I Stone Edge again, and then I Stone Edge again, and I just basically have to not miss any of these stone edges. And in case that does happen, I can just go into Dracozolt and pray I don't miss another stone edge from Hustle. But yeah, that doesn't happen, and so Rhyperior gets some kills, Seismic gets some kills, Steph gets to kill stuff. And that's cool. So that's game 3. I am undefeated still, which is very, very nice. I am definitely looking forward to that. I've defeated all of the people in my division, and now I am moving to people outside my division, or is it conference? I'm not sure. I have to check. I don't know how that works. But yeah, my next opponent is, from what I've seen, pretty good and has pretty scary team, so I guess you can look forward to that when that happens. I'm very happy that I was managed to just keep a clear head and play through this entire game the way that I wanted to, which is basically just do Celesteela stuff, and Rotom really got to shine there, in my opinion, which was very cool because it just clicked Volt Switch over and over again, and that trick on the Gigalith basically prevented that Gigalith from doing anything against basically anything, actually, because of my Celesteela's existence and my Rhyperior's existence. It either had to lock itself into Stone Edge, which wouldn't do anything to Rhyperior, or into Earthquake, which would not do anything to the Celesteela or the Rotom. And it could not sit up Gravity, which is cool. I like the Gravity, though. That was pretty cool to see. I'm glad that happened. Although I'm kind of surprised to see it because of Dracozolt's existence. Other than that, I don't really have anything else to say about this week, other than it was a great game, and I'm looking forward to seeing this opponent here in playoffs, because I know they can do it. They can bounce back, and it'll be a great rematch when that happens. But that is it. I have been the Pulse Diancies, Tapu Wario, the coach of the Pulse Diancies, and bye.